Alright, more practice on the grids, and now this time we're going to convert it to a number line. But the first one I would like you to do is you have page 16, and I want you to show 1/10 on each of these, shade them in. What are all the different ways you could write them? I want you and your partner to come up with all the different ways, as a percent, as a fraction, as a decimal. So let's see what you can come up with after you've shaded in 1/10 of all of these grids, as we did here, and we even threw in 10,000s. Will that matter at all what it looks like? Okay, do that. And okay, so I threw this in here because some kids can understand it better with money. So if we did this with money, we have one whole dollar here. We have 10 cents, and so let's rewrite this. This would look like, if it was by itself, it would be $1. Now we know 10 cents is, there's 10-cent pieces in a dollar. So that's not a whole dollar, but there you can get 10 of them in there. 10 ones, 10 tenths in there. There's your 10 spot. Well, penny, it takes 100 of them, so we would put a 0 here because there's 0 tenths, but there is 100 pennies, and this is the 100 spot. So if I put this together, I'd have one full dollar, 10, 11. I have 10 tens, I have 1 tenths, and 1 penny. That's what the total is here. Alright, let's move on to back to this to see if that makes more sense to you. Now we're going to move to a number line. A number line is another way to show a decimal. If you notice, from here to here is a full whole number. You have another full whole number. Well, what happens if I would like to mark on here 6 tenths, or 0.6? Well, if I look at that, that means I know there's 10 in between each of the whole numbers. So I'm just going to evenly space out those whole numbers. There's 10 of them in a whole number. So if I have 0.0 or 0.6, I have 6 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could mark this with 0.6. It's not a whole number, it's part of a whole. So if I look at this, where would I mark on here 3 tenths? Would that be before my 6 tenths? Is that more than 6 tenths or less than? Well, I would say it is less than. Where would I do 0.5? Because that's 5 of the tenths. I have 1/2500. Ooh. So that means I have a whole number, so I get to go right to the whole number. And then I would go 2 tenths, but now I have hundreds. Where are my hundreds going to be? Well, that would be the same thing as if I would have 10 little lines in between each one of these to make that there's 100 in here. Well, I don't need to do that because I know here's my 2 tenths, and halfway in between is my 1/2500. Here I have 1, so I go to my whole, and it's in the tenths column. Remember that place value is so important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here would be 1 1/8. So it gets a little tricky here when we're going to tell what amounts we'd like, because boy, 25 is a greater number, but if we look what place value, ooh, 8 is a whole lot bigger than 2 in the tenths. So just like we do when we go the other way, we've got to really look at the place value. All right, 6 on each line. So, all right, I want you to get out the decimal card set 8, and they have the red on the back. Those are the ones I want you to use. And use your paper number 17, and I want you guys to play the game and just mix up your decimal cards, pick one up, and I want you to do all 4 of these, and I don't care if you do the same ones on each other's paper, I don't care. You might want to look at your landmarks and see where you're at. You had landmarks last year, I know, in 4th grade. Landmarks are those things that you already know. I know that it's a 0 here, and after a 0, a landmark number would be, love my thing, 1. Another landmark number would be a half or 0.5, because I know that that's right in between. Half of it is in between. Will help me mark out my number line. Go ahead, draw some, put them on the number line, see how well you can do with that. Please do 1 through 4, and when you get done with that, I want you to do page 18, and I will hopefully have marked already, but if not, don't worry about it. You have to do 1 or 2, I don't care, just 1 of each. And on page 19 for your own homework, you have to just do 1 or 2. I don't care which one, just fill in 1 of each. If your partner chooses 1, you do 2. If your partner chooses 2, you do number 1. Do the opposite on the next page. Let's see how this goes with building a number line, or using it on the number line.